Just in, we're hearing that Aisha Huang, a Galamsey kingpin, has been jailed. We can cross over to the court and speak with my colleague James Aveji to tell us more. Can you confirm that Aisha Huang has been jailed, James?
Yes, Aisha Ibrahim, the court has just sentenced her on 4 counts. We know that initially, the last time the matter was in court about a month ago, the case was adjourned based on 3 counts. One is that she was undertaking illegal mining or mining without operating license, and that too, she facilitated the participation of persons engaged in illegal operations and the illegal employment of foreigners who entered the country without proper documentation. And so, after about over 2 hours of reading of the judgment, the judge, her ladyship, concluded that, in fact, looking at all the evidences, the evidence put before the court, she is convinced that, in fact, the prosecutors did a thorough job in adducing enough evidence that got her guilty over all the 3 counts. In fact, in her words, she says that she wished she had the right to impose a full sentence from the overall, which would allow her to impose a full sentence on her. From all that she has reviewed, she's saying that Aisha Huang has abused the hospitality extended to her by this country, and she's also gone further to abuse the initial repatriation that was given to her by coming back to Ghana to do the work to the country. She noted that illegal mining has become a national fight, and therefore the law must go before chiefs and landowners who give out lands to people to do that. And so in her sentencing, for instance, for count 1 and 2, she actually sentenced her to a 3,000 penalty unit of fine. Now, if she is unable to pay the 3,000 penalty unit, she said that she would have to go to prison for 4.5 years, 4 years, 6 months, in default of the 3,000 penalty unit for the count 1 and 2. And an additional 4.5 years, which means that she's going to pay the 3,000 penalty unit and also serve a prison sentence of 4.5 years. On count 3, she has sentenced her to 12 months imprisonment. And on count 4, she fined her 1,000 penalty units. And in default, she would go to prison for 3 years. And so all of this will run concurrently. And so if you look at it, what it means is that the highest will be her judgment or her sentencing on count 1 and 2, which is a 3,000 penalty unit. In default, goes to prison 4.5 years, or in addition, 4.5 years. And so that's what her sentencing has been so far, Aisha.
Were you able to speak with her lawyers, James?
In fact, the case has not been entirely come to a conclusion yet. She just read her sentences. Her lawyers actually made some remarks before her sentencing. They pleaded that the judge take into consideration the fact that she had complied with the court and the security officers since she was arrested somewhere earlier this year, and that she had already served some time in prison, and so the judge should consider all of those. That was the only initial comment we had from her lawyers, and then we heard from the state counsel as well, who pleaded with the court to look at the evidence and the devastation her activities have caused to the nation and grant them the wish to sentence her in prison. And so we'll be looking forward to hear from the lawyers after all is said and done and she has been taken out of the courtroom.
James Aveji bringing us the details from court. Definitely will bring you more once this case is concluded. But definitely Aisha Huang has been found guilty of mining offences. We can now go back to Parliament.